Seven. Never fucking mind.
I'm sorry, Eric.
No, it's not.
Hey, Miss Michelle.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? Look at you. You're the only one who showed up. You get me all to yourself.
Oh my God, are you serious? I'm so excited. Yeah. I'm so excited because I can ask you a question then.
Abso-freaking-lutely. Go ahead.
So I have a membership.
Okay.
And the way that I have grown it is I started with 5 meetup groups. Are you familiar with Meetup?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I started with 5 meetup groups and then I did free stuff for 6 months. Then I started my membership and I used that group to grow my membership, which is not growing very well.
Okay.
I have an email list from that of about 700. So I thought I would do kind of a, like a Black Friday sale and give them the December free. I'm a dating and relationship coach.
Okay. I have plenty of experience in that. One of my agency clients does that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So I thought I would do that and just kind of try to get some low hanging fruit from that. And then I wanted to spread out into the world a little bit more, but I don't really know what marketing message to bring out to the world to sell this. Okay. It's basically a dating club where I do 2 workshops a month. They can do a practice profile. I do one-on-one coaching. I do give them a ton of value. And the price point is $24.99 or $34.99, depending on the level they come in at.
Okay.
So I just don't know what marketing message to bring out to the world. And Facebook is my my medium because my group is 50 and over.
Okay. That makes total sense. So are you only selling, is the 20 something dollars, is that the front end offer for your entire funnel?
I have a free, I can do free. They can do free. They get limited. If they do free, they have to pay for the workshops. Okay. Or they can do $24.99 and they get the workshops included. Okay. $34.99. They get the workshops included plus some one-on-one coaching.
Okay. So the only offer that you have is a 20 something dollar offer?
Yes.
You don't have any high ticket off of the back end on that at all?
What I do from there though, is I use that then to cross sell them into a group coaching program that's of a higher ticket.
Okay, cool. Because I was gonna say, if you want to run ads just to that, it's not going to be profitable. But if there's something on the higher end, that's cool. Do you want to take the paid ads route or do you want to take an organic route?
Well, I'm not going to lie. You're a doll, but I'm so flipping overwhelmed with all this stuff that I know I have the pieces because I think eventually I'm going to have to go evergreen.
Yep.
And I'm just so overwhelmed right now. I can't do anything.
Okay. So let's take a pause because I don't want you, that's the last thing I want is anyone to be overwhelmed. And so tell me, so what have you been doing so far to market this program? What has worked the best so far?
Well, the only marketing I've really done, Laurel, is I've really only marketed to my meetup. I have a meetup group in 5 cities.
Okay.
So, that's really the only marketing I've done for the group. So,
okay. And how many members has that led to paying members?
Well, ultimately I started in June. Collectively, I have maybe 22, but I've lost some people already.
Okay.
So I'm at
so you had 22 people pay to get into this membership? Yes. How many have you lost?
I've lost, I think 3 or 4.
Okay. So that's not too bad. Did they say why they left?
Well, I think they left because they found somebody to date.
Which is good. It's a success story, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So offline is the only way that you have been marketing this. Yeah. Let me ask you this question. Do you have more time or do you have more money?
I have a little bit of both right now because I have not a big chunk of money, but a little chunk of money that I'm kind of earmarking for Facebook. But I definitely have time right now. I'm not at capacity for it all.
Okay. Have you gone through my organic 7-day marketing sprint yet?
I have not, because I just started.
Okay. Well, first of all, welcome. You're in the right place. And as you can see, even though we have 2,000 members, a lot of people take advantage of these live calls. So what I would recommend here is starting in the organic strategies and just go through this, because I think that this 7-day organic marketing sprint is going to be able to give you some extra cash flow so that we could actually start working on building your first ad strategy, which I am going to recommend is going to be the $5 ad strategy for the audience builder funnel. But what I want you to do first though, Michelle, is go through the organic strategies and go through the 7-day organic marketing sprint, because all we're going to do is take the content that I show you how to actually put together here. You should get some cash flow from this. And all we're going to do is we're going to take the content that you're doing there and we're just going to use it for my $5 ad strategy. Does that make sense?
I think so. So start with the 7-day sprint.
Yeah, because what you're going to find out is, and that's why I like starting out organically, because one of the things that we're going to figure out is if you have your messaging down pat.
Well, and see, that's just it. I'm, and that's the part that really, I've been kind of scratching my head, because for one thing, there is no other that I could find anyway. There's no other dating club for people who are 50 and over.
Okay.
So this is like a new animal. And I'm like, I'm really having a hard time knowing, even if I had a gazillion dollars to run a Facebook ad campaign, I don't know what my message should be.
Yep. So what would you say, and this is good that we're having this conversation.
Do you want to see me?
Sure. Why not?
I'm like,
It's freaking cold in here. So my ear, I'm like
I
trying to.
know. It got cold in St. Louis today too.
Well, my wife just like turned up the air conditioner. I'm cold and she's always hot.
Oh my God.
So I always I'm like, okay, I'll put my sweatshirt on. So tell me about like what makes you like a really cool dating coach, other than the fact that you work with older people.
Well, personally, I'm super direct. I'm super direct. I'm my kind of my.
But what's your secret sauce? Like what makes you the dating expert for people over 50? Like why should they, like, let's say there's you and then there's my client who also works with older dating clients. Like why should they go with Michelle versus Denise?
Well, since I don't know Denise, I can only say what I do. So my thing is self-love, building confidence, self-love, and feminine energy.
Right. So here's what I'm going to tell you, and it's going to sound shitty, but people aren't going to pay for self-love, right? Because people people want to know, like, if they give Michelle money, what are they going to get back in return? Well, how is your methodology that gets them what they want, right? Someone to spend the rest of their life with and not waste time on all these like duds. What makes your methodology so special? That's what they're going to buy.
Okay. So I also say, my program works from the inside out and the outside in, because I give them like practical tips and tools, as well as building their confidence so they're not afraid to ask for what they want. I
have no idea what that means. I would not pay for that.
I mean, I'm talking to you. I mean,
right. If I'm asking you what you do and I don't I work with a whole bunch of dating coaches. Like, what is that?
So obviously, you're seeing my problem.
Which honestly is the problem that most people have when it comes to ads. Most people don't have an ad problem. It's exactly what you're having that issue with. Like, for instance, like Denise, teaches women, older women who are faith-led, how to attract and keep a high quality man. Like, that's her thing, is like, if you are a faith-led, career-driven woman, how do you attract a man that's of high quality that will not be intimidated by your success? Do you see how clear that is?
Okay, so my tagline is helping you date with less stress, more confidence, so you can and more confidence so you can have more fun. And the name of my program is Date Great Guys.
Right, but that could be applied, but that doesn't signify like who you're targeting, right? Like that could apply to, I see Andrea. Andrea's on here. That could apply to her, right? But you don't work with people that are Andrea's age. No. So you see what I'm saying? So you have to figure out like, what is it that makes what you do very specific to your age group? Like Denise works with older women who are faith-led. That's super important to her because she has a lot of God in her marketing. And so she wants to attract that type of woman. And so when I ask her, hey, what is your ideal woman? She's like, she works in a like a high level position at a job. She's over 50. She is all about God. She goes to church. She is very spiritual. She's very into, she doesn't want a guy for a one night stand. Like she is looking for a high quality guy that will hold the door open for her, will, do all this stuff. But she's like, but you see how like crystal clear she is in what type of woman works best in her business. So you have to figure out a way to where it's like, like I help women over 50 find the guy that will fill in the blank, right? Because there's certain criteria that certain women over 50, like, are they looking for, a man who is old fashioned? Are they looking for a man that's, even though they're old, but a man, that's young at heart? Or like, what type of woman is looking for which type of man? The more that you can get crystal clear on that, the easier it is to create your content, the easier it is to create your offer, the easier it is to do everything else down the funnel. And honestly, like this is the hardest part. Like people, and Scott will tell you in my premium program, like we spend so much time talking about this, even with people who are in my premium program who are selling stuff. We have to like go back to the bear, like who is it that you're trying to attract? Because there's all kinds of competition, right? Like if I go and search dating coach, there's like 50 million, whereas like, 2 years ago, right, you could get away with just being a dating coach, right? And everyone would like, buy your offer. But now, because of all of these programs that have taught people how to become coaches, we have to take it one step further. And it's not only important to market via the result, it's super important to market via the mechanism or methodology that makes you special.
So if I would market, because my club is open to men and women.
Okay. That's fine.
But it's open to men and women who are looking for long-term relationships.
Yep.
It's not.
I mean, what's your special sauce that connects men and women over 50? What is that mechanism? Like, what is the system that you do in order to, I know you said self-love, but like, do you have a name for that system?
No, I do not. Because initially when I started the club, which again, it's only 5 months old, but I created the club so that they could create a profile that was searchable so that as men and women come in, they could find people to date. But the problem is I'm not getting any men. I'm getting all women. So there's nobody to search. So that's why I wanted to start advertising out into the world, because I need to get some guys.
So what is the way that you teach them how to find their people? Is it online dating, or is it like offline dating, or what is it that you're
it is both. It is both. I do both online and offline. I don't special.
So here, I'm going to give you a little assignment. Okay. So I want you to come up with a mechanism or methodology. It doesn't have to be a fancy, acronym or anything like that, but what is that system called that allows you to help people over 50 connect and stay with people once they find them?
Okay. Okay. Can you explain that again? Explain that to me again.
Yep, absolutely. So what I want you to do is like lay out, like, here's step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Like if people come into my program and they're looking for someone over 50 to date and find this long-term relationship, they're going to use my blank method in order to do that. And that blank method is consisted of blank amount of steps. And those blank steps look like this.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because once we have that, then the fun begins, right? Because then we can come up with a fun name for it. Because let me put it to you this way. If you walk up to Andrea or Scott and both of them are like your ideal customer, right? You'd be like, hey, are you looking for love? Like if you're over 50, I want you to use my blank method. It's only comprised of 3 steps. The first thing we work on is this. The second thing we work on is this. And the third step and you could expect within the first 2 weeks to accomplish blank.
Gotcha.
Right? You see how like crystal clear and tangible that becomes? You want them to be able to say like, I want that.
Okay. Gotcha. You know, I'm not going to lie. I've heard this before and I guess I just forgot it.
No, that's okay. That's something, even I'm sitting here 3.5 years later that I still, am perfecting that messaging and, working with my own mentor on. But honestly, that is like the most important part about this whole ads thing. Like if you can get that right, that's 80% of the whole ads battle right there.
Okay. And I have one other quick question, then I'll leave it to whoever else is on the call. I bought a list of men.
Okay.
And I have their email addresses, and I was going to try to do an email campaign, and that's just a nightmare. Is there a way that I can run Facebook ads and upload those email addresses and run them through Facebook?
Yes, you can. But I do not recommend it because I have to say this as a representative of a Facebook ads person. That goes against terms of service. Now, can you do it? Absolutely. Do I recommend it? I will legally say no. But because I do work with, an agency client that is in your space, it is super easy to target people over 50 who are into dating. All you have to do is do all of the targeting dating apps.
Oh, I see. That makes sense.
A much safer approach, other than I don't recommend breaking any Facebook's terms of service. Because here's the thing. If someone else has that exact same list and they upload it and you upload it, Facebook connects the dots and bans both of y'all from.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. Well, okay.
Did that bring just a little bit of clarity to?
Yeah. And you know what? It does make sense now that you say that. It does make sense. And I don't know what made me not think about that. It makes perfect sense. And I'm wondering because, I do a free onboarding session every month, right? And I never convert people. And I'm like, okay, what am I doing wrong? I'm doing something wrong.
You're not being clear. The number
exactly.
And Scott's going to get so bored of me saying this in the premium program. Like the number one reason that people do not move forward, no matter what price point it is because they lack the clarity that they need in order to, they're lacking the clarity. And if they give you money, what are they going to get back in return?
Gotcha. Yep. I think
it's always that reason.
Yep.
So that's your first assignment. So today's Wednesday. So as you know, on Friday, I go live and I answer all of the questions in the Ask Laurel thread. I'm going to be looking for Michelle's methodology and I'll give you feedback on Friday with some direction on what to do next.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't do anything until you do what I just gave you.
Okay.
We're going to keep that overwhelm down.
Yeah, it is overwhelming. I'm not going to lie.
I give you guys all the resources here that a high ticket program has. If you just take advantage, like as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, including my wife who's just here for support. Take advantage of these calls, take advantage of the live Q&A. You're going to have everything that you need to move forward.
Well, yeah, I'm all over that. I appreciate that. Thanks.
Absolutely. It's great to meet you, Michelle.
Nice to meet you too.
Mr. Scott, I know you have something for me.
Well, she can test this on me if she likes.
Oh.
I said that.
Are
in
you
the chat,
over
but
50?
I'm 62, and yeah, I'm married, but I was single for a long, long time. And the dating world is a disaster.
It's not fun it's hard. People don't realize how much harder it is when you're over 50.
It was always hard.
Andrea says she can't talk right now. It's 1:20 a.m. But because her husband's sleeping, she got remarried a few years. I found him in my mid 40s and he was 51 at the time. So I was dating not far from that age post divorce. So happy to help you nail your USP, Michelle.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to work with you. Just send me whatever. I mean, if you want. Because,
I'll be.
I've been on dates.
How do I do that? How do I do
don't
that
know.
to you?
I don't know. You have to ask you have to ask the boss.
Yeah, absolutely. Like in the group, just go find Scott, Thompson, right?
Yeah.
Thompson, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Andrea Yeager.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Cool.
Thank
We
you
can bounce
very
back and
much.
forth. Has nothing to do with my program, but that's okay.
Scott you're a truck driver, right?
I was.
Or do
I
you
was
just,
a truck
or you
driver.
just teach that?
I train people to be truck drivers.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So are you a truck driver or you just train them?
No, I was a truck driver for
Okay.
Coca-Cola for years, and then I became a driver trainer for Coca-Cola for years. And then I worked at a college for years and taught people how to drive semis, and now I have a training program to teach them.
That's awesome. So how can I help you tonight, Scott?
Well, I tell you what, you've already helped me more than you know, and we haven't had many conversations at all. I've actually have started from the foundation again.
Okay.
Because you told me that I needed to have a retargeting email campaign. And I'm like, oh my God, you know how much work that is? Anyway, I'm a premium member on ClickFunnels, so I can use their premium email. And that's what I have been doing for the last.
Well, in premium,
2
I give you that email too, right? In premium, did you find my email sequence?
No.
Yeah. So in the client accelerator ecosystem,
Right.
in the funnel section, building the
Okay.
funnel, there's my 7-day email sequence. And I could work on that with you too
That would be awesome.
In the premium program. Yeah, let's take it one email at a time.
Cool. I built 5 so far. And of course, my last one says this is the last email you're getting from me.
Yeah. So here,
because what I've learned from you is that.
Yeah, so I'll actually show everyone, they'll just get a little sneak peek at what I teach you guys in premium. Let's see, lead gen, email number 1. So email number 1 is obviously like the most important one, right? Like when people become, like in your case, Scott, they're taking a quiz, right? And I told you to put an opt-in.
Right.
So what I want you to do is once they submit their stuff, we want to say, hey, here is your result, right? So that's kind of the framework for that. And then what I want you to do is like acknowledge, like, hey, here's what are the 3 different outcomes that they can have, Scott, when they do your quiz?
Well, the first one is they're either going to get the first answer right or they're going to get the first answer wrong. Most of them get it wrong. And then I have a video showing them exactly how our training programs are going to help them. Okay,
so the ones that get it wrong, they get a video?
Yes, even if they get it right, they get a video.
Okay, so that's
good. And in that video, it says you're correct.
Okay,
but let's look at how you're going to explain this when you're taking the pre-trip inspection test.
Okay, cool. So you're going to have 2 different email sequences, right? Because one's going to trigger the yes and one's going to trigger the no.
No,
so
that goes right to the video.
Okay. So
the email sequence is for.
But here's the thing, even though if it goes straight to the video, and I have plenty of experience in this, doesn't mean they're going to actually watch the video when you send them to the video. So that's why in that first email, we want to make sure whether or not it's on that thank you page or it's on whatever page they land on, we always want to make sure that first email delivers the video. Make sense?
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm actually sending them right to the video when they answered the question.
Right. But a lot of people won't watch that video at that point in time. So that's why we want to make sure that we're delivering the video. Okay. Because a lot of times when people opt into something, they do it on an impulse and they're like, oh, I don't have time to watch this. And they click X.
Right.
So
I've
this
ran
ensures,
into that.
so this ensures that they actually watch the video. So this is where you're going to make your intro. Hey, you recently took my quiz, you didn't quite fit the bill. Let's just pretend they didn't quite fit the bill. So I created a video that's going to help you do X, Y, and Z. Click here to watch this training now, right? So that's the first part. We're going to deliver the thing that they just entered their name and email for, but we're going to give them some bonus stuff. Okay. So in case you forgot why you opted into this, hey, it happens. You took a quiz on my website to know if you're ready to do X, Y, and Z, and your quiz result said that you were not ready to do X, Y, exactly, to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
So now, over the next several days, I have a special bonus for you. Over the next few days, not every day, because I don't want to overwhelm you, I'll be sending you some of the best trainings on how to accomplish X, Y, and Z. So here are all of the emails that you're going to get over the next, couple of days. This is huge because what does this do? It prevents you from unsubscribing, because we're going to make these email titles irresistible to where your audience is not going to unsubscribe because they want to see the material that's in the next couple of emails. And I'll help you figure out what goes in those emails. And then what you want to do the next section is, so that you don't miss any of the important content, I have a small request: add this email address to your contacts. That will ensure that they get all of the trainings that you just promised that they're going to get. One of the things that I add is, I can make this one promise to you, because Scott, I'm like you, I don't like writing emails either. So if you've made it this far, I will never just email you for the sake of emailing you. I actually hate getting emailed with guru BS. So you won't get that stuff from me. I promise to only email you when I have something super valuable to give you. Deal, Laurel. And then every single PS is going to be, what is it, the end result that you want them to initially do, whether it's, buy that course that you're selling, hop on a call with you, whatever it is, that is always going to be the PS. So the first email is always the hardest, because you have to come up with the topics for the rest of the emails. But once you get past this, if we go back here and I do email number 2, it's very simple. Hey, click here to watch the video. And you're just repeating your PS throughout the entire email sequence. And right here, you're just delivering what they've already promised in email number 2. And then this is the same template for email number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Once you get past this, I'm going to show you a really cool email sequence that's called the Be Helpful email campaign. That's even easier than this. But this is a good place for you to start.
Whew.
Once you have all of that set up, Scott, you don't have to set it up again. It's done.
Right. But what I've been setting up was, I've already set up 5.
Well, we can sprinkle some of,
wrong.
we don't want to redo anything that you've already done. Let's just add to it, see how yours performs. And then if we need to, we can replace it with my sequence.
Oh, I love your sequence. It's a lot better than what I'm performing right now.
It's just,
I'll tell you what, I watched a video the other day, because I've been doing a lot with building like the foundation, rebuilding the foundation to what you've said to do. Okay. And through that, it's opened my eyes a lot to what the program can be. But one of the biggest things I've done is Messenger. And
Yep.
I didn't realize I could do that. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I was mad as hell the other day, and don't take me wrong. I have been through so many training programs. And when you brought up that email, the Facebook ads, and I'm like, I've been doing this for all these years, and I didn't know I could retarget people on Facebook. I wanted to call all the gurus and tell them all to go to hell. I really did.
So many people overcomplicate things. Like, like Michelle, like she's going to learn how to literally just create content, put $5 on it, and be able to have conversations in Messenger once she gets there. I'm talking
Right.
one step ahead of where she is, but like so many people overcomplicate what we're doing here. We're just putting good content in front of the right person and asking them to have a conversation with us. That's
But
the
that's
gist of
happened.
Facebook
It's
ads,
been
right?
happening. It's been happening more in my Spanish training programs than it has in my English. And I've been sending those messages over to my Spanish guy saying, hey, call this guy.
That's
And
awesome.
It really is awesome. And it's been a lot of conversations. It's really been great. And I really appreciate you. I'm just starting, really, to be truthful with you.
Well, it's only the beginning.
Yep.
Oh.
But I'm ready. So I want you to have a really great dark week. And I'm going to go through your email sequence tomorrow and start looking at what I'm doing here.
Yep. And even though it's my dark week, Scott, in premium, just use the Facebook group and I'll be more than happy to take a look at your emails or anything that you need me to look at.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
I
You're very
appreciate you
welcome.
very much. It's been a very eye-opening experience for me.
Absolutely.
I'm very excited. Very excited.
Well, I am glad to have you.
Thank you.
So I have time. I have a hard stop in about 15 minutes. I have time for one more question. Who's got that one question for me? Isabel?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, how are you?
Good. And I apologize because I am driving. My daughter told me to come pick her up. So they will get in the car. She's 12. But I'm just going to tell her to be quiet for a second. But anyway, I'm going to give you a little bit of a quick rundown of what I do and where I'm at, and then see if you have any opinions. So,
Oh yeah, I always have an opinion. So
perfect. That is perfect. So I am a boudoir photographer in general. And so
I love that.
Thank you.
I have two boudoir photography students in my premium program. So I've been living and breathing boudoir photography funnels lately.
Oh, yay. Well, that's a good thing, because I feel like we are targeted by photographers in general. And I've realized, because I've bought into programs and a couple people who do ads for photographers in general, we end up with all of the same information, right? So because of that, I kind of wanted to go to somebody who doesn't do that. You know, I love that you do all different sorts of businesses in general. The problem with Facebook ads right now is because it is boudoir, all like pictures in general, like right now my account is disabled because of the photos, like, and that's because I shoot very, very soft, feminine, nothing risky. I mean, I could be, but you know what I mean? Like my style is very light and airy. And so it got disabled. I have spoken to several people from Facebook. Yesterday, I happened to go look just real quick to see what was going on, asked me for my ID. I haven't heard back yet to verify it. So I've just
So that's why your ads restricted that's why your account's restricted, just because of an ID issue?
So no, initially because of the content, that it's like sexually explicit or, you know, whatever.
What kind of pictures are you posting?
I mean, obviously boudoir pictures, but they're
right. But are they like well covered, like boudoir?
Oh yeah.
Pictures? Okay.
I mean, and I haven't honestly run any different ads for a few months, and it just happened to just all of a sudden started telling me that it was disabled because of the photos. And
what are you running ads to? Is it a landing page, or what are you running ads to?
So it was initially it was to a messaging campaign, and basically within that messaging, like through Messenger, it would send them to Messenger, and then afterwards they would click a link and they would fill out a form. What they were doing.
So nothing risky on your landing page or anything like that, right?
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't going on.
Okay, cool. So let me ask you this next question. When they disabled your ad account, did they also disable your business manager or no?
So it just says at first it was restricted to like $25 a day. And I mean, I was running at least $20 on my, like a normal ad. And then after that, just recently it got disabled to where it was, I couldn't do anything on it.
So your business manager also restricted.
Right. So I do, hold on, give me a second because I'm going to call.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to tell you. So I have my regular photography business, which is Only Love Remains Photography. And then that's technically the business account. And then underneath that is Embrace Your Beauty by Only Love Remains. So I have 2 ad accounts because they're 2 separate pages. And I didn't want to mix them because I shoot like newborn and maternity and all of that stuff.
Okay. So are they
but
under
both
the
of them-
same? Is it the same under the same business manager as your boudoir
Yes.
photographer? Or are they
Yes. So
So
Only
that
Love
other thing got
Remains-
shut down too, or no?
Yes, they both have gotten where they were restricted for a while, and then after being restricted recently, they were disabled. So they're both under Only Love Remains Photography as like the main, I guess, business page or business whatever account, and then from there, there's 2 of them.
And you have talked to Facebook, and so now they're just verifying identity and all of that fun stuff.
So I did talk to them, and then they kind of said, well, we don't see where it's restricted. Well, I'm sending you a screenshot and it shows it right at the top. And they kind of said, well, the only way to fix it is to basically spend more money so that way they can see that I am okay, and then they'll take it off. But that's just an assumption. That's not
What do
even
you mean spend
guarantee.
more money? Because if you're restricted, you can't add any
So when
ads.
So when I was at like a $25 spending limit per day,
Mhm.
that's when they told me, well, you can go ahead and just do some ads and spend some money and then see if it'll just pull it off, because it's not getting like, you know what I mean? Like they're not saying, oh, well, you know what, your content is good or your photos are good or whatever kind of thing. But then now, like recently, it's now disabled again.
Hmm. And you've appealed it?
I have.
Okay. And so you're still waiting to hear back?
They basically said, oh, nothing's wrong. That was initially, and just yesterday I added in the ID because I noticed that it was disabled completely and it was asking for secondary, verification. So I haven't heard back from that part of it yet.
Okay. So be patient with that, because if they're asking for identification, that's a good sign. My next step for you is to go into the inside the $7 program. There's a get ready protocol section and how to ensure ad success in 2021. And I know you're in the car. I'm screen sharing right now for just in case you want to watch this later.
Yes,
if you go to what to do if your ad account gets shut down and how to create backups in case of a shutdown, I have a checklist and a video that walks you through. I would like for you to set up the backup that involves getting a spouse or a business partner or someone else who can start a separate business manager for you on their Facebook profile. So that, and I had to do this. I learned the hard way. The first time I got my entire Facebook profile restricted from advertising, I had my wife create her own business manager. I shared my pixel with her business manager and everything, because here's the thing. If we create backups, so let's say that I have a backup ad account and a pixel, I can share my pixel and my backup ad account with my wife's business manager. And if something happens to my business manager, those accounts and pixels do not get restricted because they're in another business manager that's active.
Okay.
So that's going to be my assignment for you is 1, be patient, open up a bottle of wine. That's what I always do when stuff happens, because it happens to me all the time too with my clients. And I know Argentina, this literally, do you know Argentina Leva?
Yes, that sounds familiar.
Okay, so she's in my premium program. She's a boudoir photographer in Austin and Chicago. We just built a beautiful funnel for her where it's literally ad, and then people opt in to see a behind the scenes of a day in the life of a boudoir photography shoot. It's really freaking cool. And so people actually opt into that. So she's getting high quality leads, because people who are becoming leads are saying, yes, I want to see what it's like behind the scenes of a boudoir photography shoot. So she's getting more qualified leads. But anyway, She's in my premium program. We literally just had to do this exact same thing with her. She just
Okay.
got her ad account restricted. And so we're in the middle of setting up all of our backups, but they did the same thing that they're doing to you, is they made her upload her ID. So I always tell people, if they make you upload an ID, then it is like, that's a good sign.
Okay. Well, hopefully. And then if not, I guess, like you said, I can make up that backup profile and then go from there, because I haven't been running ads, and I was wanting to run a giveaway for a shoot, but also to promote some promotional sessions for like $99 or at $149. And
That's
so
awesome. That's awesome. That's a great rate.
yeah. And so the intro was, getting them to, to sign up for the giveaway, but then within the giveaway, offering them that $99 offer, and then hopefully booking, for 2022.
Yep. That's a great offer. I know Argentina's
But,
doing
I mean,
$1,000 for like 60 shots or something like that right now for Black Friday.
Oh, okay. So just like a full package.
Mm-hmm. Except they have to do their own hair and makeup and stuff, because typically she has like in-house team that does their hair and makeup and wardrobe and everything
Right.
like that. I think she's running $1,000, because usually her packages, I want to say like 6,000 or 7,000. She's running for Black Friday. That's like $1,000. You get 60 shots total, like images edited. I was like, that's a really great deal. I mean, they have to do their own hair and makeup and stuff like that, but it's at least a great offer to get people into the door.
Right, exactly. And that's kind of what I wanted to do with this giveaway, just kind of get people into my list. And then from there, offer them, hey, I opened up 15 spots for, low rate intro session fees. And then of course they still obviously have to buy a package, after the fact. But I had thought about just running it without any ads. I do have a Facebook group. There's probably about 650 women in there. And then I want to say my email list is probably 300 or 400, but I know I need to grow that. And so I didn't know whether like I should just go for it now or wait until my ads account. I don't want to wait too long, because obviously Black Friday.
Let's give it a couple of days to get your ad account back. But in the meantime, go to the Get Ready protocol, download that checklist, and let's get your backups in place.
Okay. All right. I will do that for sure.
Yep. And then we could talk some more strategies to get people into your email list.
Yes, that would be wonderful. Where do I find out about your other membership, your whatever it's called?
Yeah, the premium program. Just go to laurelportier.com/ad squad. I have it linked in the program as well.
Okay.
It's one of the, like, if you go here, it's this right here, this little banner. Want me to be your personal ad consultant? So if you click here,
okay.
It'll take you to the video.
Okay, perfect. I will look into that as well. I like I said, there's a lot of people who kind of target photographers because they're photographers.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted something that was not the same. You know what I mean? Like I wanted someone who had different strategies and strategies that work across different platforms. So I love that that's what you do. So
yeah, and it'll make you stand out too. And my background is television, so I've got 2 decades of television experience. So we can come up with something super fun for you.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds amazing. Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking forward to helping you, Isabel. Sorry about your ad account. I know but just so you know, it happens to me too.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of, I've seen it, like I've heard it, and it's been quite a while, and I kind of put it on the back burner, and I'm like, you know what, I really need to fix this, like for real.
Yeah. And once you have your backup in place, just keep power content running nonstop on that backup account.
Okay. And the power, I haven't been able to go through the whole, like through the classes yet.
Yep.
So
the power content,
$5?
Yep, it's in the $5, and it's going to be my $5 audience builder video.
Okay, perfect. All right. So
you can run it for $1 a day on the backup account. Like all of my backup accounts are running power content at $1 a day.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So you run them concurrently.
all the time. Like even like
Okay.
like all of my agency clients, I have them running power content on their main account and on their backup accounts 24/7, even if it's just $1 per video.
Okay. Okay. And that makes sense because like you said, you want them to see that both of them are still working so that
Yep.
if one goes, the other one can just raise the amount.
Exactly. And power content is the lowest risk, right? Because it's just video, there's no link in it. So it's just most of the time
Okay.
like us like talking head video. Like Argentina just talks about like mindset stuff behind boudoir. Like one of her pieces
Right.
of PowerCon is like the 3 myths about boudoir photography.
Uh-huh. Oh,
So it's
okay,
like, so it's just like really cool informational power content that you could
Mhm.
always run as retargeting ads to people who are hitting your application page.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
All right, so power content with the video. Got it. All right, I'm going to work on that tonight just so that way I can kind of get ahead and hopefully something will get resolved with the account as well.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Lori. I really appreciate it.
You are very welcome. And before I sign off, I'm going to answer Easy Anderson. I like that. Easy Anderson. Their question about Pixel, the new setup for Pixel. So if you go to Get Ready Protocol Tracking 101, and I have all of the Google stuff, but if you just want the Facebook stuff, here is the domain verification and aggregated events, because there's a couple of things that you have to do because of the new Pixel. But here are the Pixel, the new way to set up the pixels. I do it manually and I use the Facebook Pixel Helper tool. And then I also have the iOS update because if you are running conversion ads, you have to have a verified domain, and then you also have to set up something that Facebook calls the aggregated event. So you definitely want to make sure that you have both of those set up. So just go to the Get Ready protocol. But very small call tonight. I kind of like that. I got to know a little bit about Michelle. I got to know about Isabel. I got to chat with Scott again, who can't get enough of me. He's in my premium program. Thank you guys for all of the questions. Michelle, love the dress.
You.
You're very, very welcome. It is my pleasure. I will be looking for your assignment on the Ask Laurel thread on Friday, so I can't wait to see that. You guys have an amazing night. Cheers, guys. Bye.
See you later. Thank you.
You are very welcome. It's my pleasure.
Bye-bye.